So it's Cheez-It Bowl Team of the Week time. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this every time, but we're now 2 weeks in a row that the head coach of the Team of the Week agreed to join us this morning in our call. And this time it's TCU, who's playing Kansas this weekend. And we're joined by Coach Sonny Dykes, who's in his first season with the Horned Frogs. You can see his past credentials there. And Coach, I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Hard to not be excited about a few programs in the Big 12 that are off to great starts this year, yours included. I'm curious, how are you feeling about things? A few weeks in, and how do you feel about the direction the team's going, looking ahead to Kansas this week?
Well, I think the important thing that you want to see your team do every week is get better. And you go back and you look at the beginning of our season. We had a really late start against Colorado. Had like an 8:30 Central Time kickoff that got delayed because of weather, and we got off to kind of a shaky start and ended up leading that game, I think 7-6 at halftime, and really played well in the second half, and then have just kind of continued to build from there. Thought we played good football the following week against Tarleton State. Thought we played a really good first half against SMU and didn't do a great job of finishing the game, but were able to hold on. And then got off to a good start against Oklahoma, and I've thought that we really grew up as a football team and as a program because, we did such a good job, got off to a big lead, had a big lead at halftime. And then our guys came in at halftime and just did a really good job of refocusing and going out and doing what we needed to do in the second half. So we showed some signs Saturday maturing as a program, which we needed to, and it's good to get off to a good start. We have a lot of good players, and those guys are playing well and having fun. And I think that they have really started to develop an identity, and it's been fun to be a part of it.
Coach, I think it's an interesting game note from your post-game notes this week that Mark put together that of the 12 FBS programs in the state of Texas, there's only one undefeated team right now, and it's TCU. A lot of folks might not have expected that coming in, but what does it say about the quality of your roster, knowing how many talented football players come from that region and fill that state to be where you are at this point?
Yeah, we're blessed to be in Texas. There's just such good high school football here, just as you guys are there, and so it's such a blessing to be here, especially in the DFW area. There's just such good high school talent, really all over Dallas-Fort Worth, and we have a roster that has a lot of Texans on it, but we've got, when we took this job, there were 38 players on scholarship here that were from outside the state of Texas. And so we added a lot of transfers. I think that to improve our roster, to build some depth, we've got a lot of guys that are starting for us that's their first year in the program. But we also have some guys that have played a lot of football here at TCU and are very, very invested in the program. So it's a good mix of new guys and experienced guys and people from kind of all over the place. But TCU is a great university. Fort Worth's a really, really great place to live. And our players really enjoy going to school here and playing football here. And so, as I said earlier, they're starting to build a culture of respect and hard work and trying to be a good teammate day in, day out. And as I said earlier, we've got some talented guys. I think we feel like that, we've got good team speed. Our guys play fast and they really enjoy playing football. And I've been really impressed with the way that they work. To me, that's been the biggest thing when you take over a program. Sometimes it takes you a little bit of time to win the players over, and they've really had an open mind and done everything we've asked them to do up to this point.
Coach, I'm also curious, you take over a program that saw the consistency it did at head coach for as long as it did, and it's certainly an interesting challenge to try to put your stamp on a program that's kind of had that stamp for so long. How has it been settling in and kind of getting your feet under you in this role? You're certainly no stranger to coaching, but coaching in this situation, it's probably unique.
It is. Yeah. I mean, look, there's a statue of Gary Patterson not far from my office. And so that shows you the kind of impact he had on TCU football and the heights that he brought the program to. And so I'm really lucky to take over a program that's accustomed to winning, that has very high expectations. The investment from the university is very, very high as well. And I think everybody at TCU, from the chancellor on down, understands how important it is for us to have a successful football program. So, that's where it all begins. And we've got great support from that perspective. And that allows us to go out and do what we need to do and bring in the kind of players and the kind of coaches and the kind of off the field people that we need to have a chance to build a championship program. So we're really blessed. But it's never easy taking over from a legend, and like I said, the bar is set high.
We mentioned attendance at the Kansas the past couple weeks, but been no small crowds at TCU lately either. And I saw that 49,000 attendance for the Oklahoma game was the biggest since the rebuilt stadium opened in 2012. What have you learned about the TCU fan base and the support of the program's supporters? I guess that's a bad question.
Yeah. It's all driven really by the student body. Our student body is incredibly engaged. It's really fun to be here. If you go to a soccer game, you're going to see 3,500 to 5,000 students at a soccer game or fans at a soccer game. If you go to a baseball game, you're going to see sold out baseball games. If you go to basketball games, there's going to be sold out basketball stadiums. So it's that part of being here is really fun. The student body is very active. They're very supportive of all the athletic teams, and they really turned out for our game Saturday against Oklahoma. And then again, being aligned with the city of Fort Worth, TCU and Fort Worth are two entities that are very much aligned and very much support each other. And it's really fun to be a part of that. The city does a fantastic job of supporting and the university, and the university does the same thing in the city. So it's a synergy really that takes place. And, Carter Stadium had 50,000 people almost in there Saturday. And I think our crowds hopefully will continue to get bigger and bigger as the season goes on.
Coach, I'll let you go with this. TCU hasn't made its Orlando Bowl debut yet, although I think the prospect of spending a week in Orlando during the holidays probably sounds nice. But you were here in 2002 as wide receivers coach with Texas Tech when you guys had Wes Welker, wide receiver. Cliff Kingsbury was the quarterback at the time. Any memories from that Orlando trip that come to mind?
Yeah, I do actually. We had a great time. I remember the football game vividly. We played Clemson, and Clemson had a really good football team that year, and we had a big win that game. I think it honestly kind of surprised us a little bit. I think we won like 58-10. And going into the game, it was one of those games where we thought, I don't know if we can keep up with these guys. And our guys are really excited to play, really excited to be in Florida. That's kind of a place that we love to visit. I have daughters, 14, 11, and 5. At the end of this summer, my wife and I, my older daughters were at summer camp, and we took our 5-year-old to Orlando and went to Universal Studios and to Disney and got to ride all the fun rides. And he still talks about it all the time. So I know our family would be very excited to spend some time in Orlando for sure, because that's kind of if you ask my kids where they want to go, that's what they tell us all the time.
Awesome. Well, Coach, congratulations again on a great start for the program, on Cheez-It Bowl National Team of the Week as voted by the Football Writers Association of America for this week, and good luck this weekend against Kansas.
Okay, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Good luck to you guys.
Take care, Coach.
Okay, thank you all.